Because of the Cyberport Creative Microfund, we received financial assistance to transform our ideas into a prototype.
From the Cyberport Incubation Program, besides funding, we benefit from mentorship and networking opportunities, building a foundation for our business, and becoming Hong Kong's first virtual insurance company.
With Cyberport Accelerator Support Program, we received the testing ground, business matching opportunities, and financial assistance to accelerate our growth and expansion.
We have been able to expand our business to mainland and overseas markets, thanks to Cyberport Overseas Mainland Market Development Support Scheme.
Cyberport Microfund supports us through co-investment funding, helping us position ourselves strongly in the market.
Today, we live in an increasingly technology-driven society, and Cyberport is in a leading position to empower applications of fintech, smart living, digital entertainment, and esports. In an environment of constant change, artificial intelligence and big data, blockchain and cybersecurity are gaining in importance. Now is the time to innovate.
Keep learning to become better.
You have to be really adaptable to change.
Dream big, press on, and you will see.
To achieve your vision, it will take you late nights of persistence, and you may go through endless questions of doubt and great depth of insecurity. But there's always a path from a dream to success.
Because connection means expansion. Our experience makes us a strategic super facilitator, accelerating the development of innovation. From Hong Kong to the world, Cyberport, your springboard to success.
Welcome you all to join the sharing session today. This is Michael. I'm your MC today. So in the following hour or hour and a half, we'll have a very fruitful and informative sharing session with you guys. So first of all, could you please introduce our manager Steve for the Cyberport program today? Thank you.
All right, so thank you, Michael. So let me share my screen. Right, so good afternoon and welcome to the webinar for the Cyberport Entrepreneurship Program. I'm Steve Lam, Admission Manager in the Entrepreneurship Division. Okay. All right, so here's the agenda for today's webinar. First, I'll be giving an overview of the program. Then our guest speaker, Ms. Joey Lee, founder Pet Hood Limited, and Mr. Nicholas Chow, co-founder and CEO of We360 Limited, will introduce their solutions, entrepreneurship journeys, and we'll go over some tips for applying the programs as well as the support gained in the programs. There's a Q&A section at the end of the presentation. You can submit questions in the chat room during the webinar, and we'll try our best to answer all the questions. Okay, so Cyberport is managed by Hong Kong Cyberport Management Company Limited, which is wholly owned by the Hong Kong SAR government, with a vision to be the hub for digital technology, thereby creating a new economic driver for Hong Kong. Cyberport is committed to nurturing a vibrant tech ecosystem by cultivating talent, promoting entrepreneurship among youth, supporting startups on a growth journey, fostering industry development by promoting collaboration with local and international partners, and integrating a new and traditional economies by accelerating digital adoption in the public and private sectors. So Cyberport is an innovative digital community with over 1,800 startups and technology companies. Our extensive support and global networks give startups impetus to innovate and live out their fullest potential. Our various initiatives in inspiring the next generation, nurturing the entrepreneurial spirit, and empowering global ambition have produced remarkable results. Cyberport has accommodated a number of technology enterprise and incubate 6 unicorns covering the areas of fintech, smart living, and digital entertainment. Our fintech cluster expands to house nearly 400 companies, making Cyberport the largest fintech community in Hong Kong. These companies specialize in an ever-growing range of businesses, from financial services and data analytics for issues such as ESG to wealth management and cross-border payments, and from virtual banking and virtual insurance to RegTech and digital access, with exciting new developments continually emerging from this community. A highlight is the granting of virtual insurance license to 2 more of our community members, including One Degree and Zhong'an International, on top of Bowtie. So here comes the very brief overview on our campus. As you can see, the Entrepreneurship Center in purple, which is located in Cyberport 3. We also have 11 co-working space, which under the name Smart Space, spanning across the Cyberport campus. We have our hotel, which is the Le Méridien Cyberport. We also have our esports venue in the arcade, and of course, we also have the Smart Space 8 in Chin Wan. So packed with office buildings, shopping facilities, entrepreneurship center, a hotel and car park spaces, and other community facilities, Cyberport serves as a showcase for the solutions of smart living startups. In addition to offices and co-working spaces, the Cyberport campus and arcade collectively act as an important testing ground for startups to deploy their solutions, where they can collect invaluable feedback on customer experiences and daily operations before going to market. This, in turn, gives visitors and users of these facilities the opportunity to experience the benefits of novel digital technology solutions. Located at the heart of Cyberport's IT Street is the Smart Living Concept Store, a 24-hour self-serve retail space that allows Cyberport startups to showcase their smart retail, smart marketing, and smart management solutions. Another important physical space which showcases innovative solutions from the Cyberport community is CyberLab. Adjacent to the brand new esports venue in the arcade, CyberLab presents application and hardware from the digital entertainment and esports cluster. Manned by a tour guide robot, visitors are able to experience mixed reality applications as well as glasses-free, three-dimensional content in the space. Beyond these 2 dedicated spaces, which put startups' products in the spotlight, innovative solutions are also infused into the surroundings of the campus, providing an immersive technological experience to its user. Cyberport's campus then exemplary testing ground for startups to refine and validate their solutions. Many innovations that have emerged from the Cyberport community, from smart mirrors and robots to intelligent vending machines and smart toilets, have found an early user base among Cyberport's offices, shopping, arcade, cinema, and hotel. The digital tech hub of Hong Kong is set to witness a significant upgrade with Cyberport's Cyberport 5 expansion, which will set the sense for application of more innovations. So with increasing globalization brings a diverse and international digital community to Hong Kong, the tremendous mix of individuals and companies at Cyberport, which is one of our greatest assets. Lends immeasurable strength to our ability to amass synergies, attract investors, amplify collaboration, and advance Hong Kong's digital technology development. Together with the hard work of our startups and the dedicated support provided by Cyberport, our startups have achieved very encouraging results. As you can see, the accumulated funds raised by startups overshoot 33 billion Hong Kong dollars in amount of 13 unicorns in Hong Kong. 6 of them are from Cyberport as well. Our goal is to establish innovation and technology as pillars of Hong Kong that will create continuous impetus for our new economy. We have enriched our talent cultivation and development efforts, not just to inspire and nurture, but also to discover exceptional young innovators and connect them to our ecosystem, the industry, as well as the new economy. So the new economy is inseparable from the traditional economy through the Cyberport Enterprise Network, CEN, and a series of major events. Cyberport is committed to promoting collaboration and building partnerships between well-established companies and startups so that they can complement each other's advantages to face the challenges in operations and create value. With these efforts, Hong Kong's overall competitiveness can be enhanced. Over the years, Cyberport has established a solid foundation in the development of its main digital technology clusters, which are fintech, smart living, and digital entertainment and esports. In the past years, Cyberport has further focused its effort within these clusters to achieve deeper and more impactful progress. In fintech, the Cyberport community reached milestones in insurtech and virtual banking. While in smart living, IoT applications took center stage in preparation of the onset of 5G, exemplified by the arrival of the AWS IoT Solution Lab under the Easy Landing scheme. Cyberport also announced commitment to developing the esports industry while leveraging the latest advancement in VR and AR technology in the development of the digital entertainment industry. Cyberport is also focused on building 3 technology clusters, namely AI and big data, blockchain, and cybersecurity, with a committed team of professionals providing all-round value-added services to support our digital community and an array of state-of-the-art technology facilities. Cyberport seeks to become the flagship for Hong Kong's digital technology industry. From seed funding to mentorship and incubation, from support for expansion to global networks of investors and partners, Cyberport provides all-round support to entrepreneurs to help them innovate and succeed. In the past year, Cyberport has made further progress in advancing the digital technology ecosystem, setting the stage for Cyberport startup to shine all over the world. We all understand that doing a startup business is never easy. That's why Cyberport has a comprehensive platform to reduce barriers for our digital tech entrepreneurs. We are providing full spectrum of supports to make you success in Kickstart and accelerate your business. You have a chance to get 100,000 Hong Kong dollars grant to support innovative ideas in early stages startups development over a 6-month project period to become venture and more forward to incubation. Or acquire up to 500,000 Hong Kong dollars financial assistance and $200,000 rental subsidy, which with a range of business and professional services to accelerate the growth of your business in Cyberport incubation program. We do not only provide startups with funding, office space, and training, but also a series of other services. So as you can see, moving along the journey, we also have the Cyberport Accelerator Support Program, which is an additional sum of $300,000 financial assistance for our community members to join different accelerators approved by Cyberport to expand their market portfolio. We also have the Overseas Mainland Market Development Support Scheme, which is in short the MDSF. It is an additional $200,000 financial assistance provided to our grantees, incubatees, or alumni from CCMF and incubation in order for them to join different promotional activities for the market expansion. The programs provide up to 1.3 million Hong Kong dollars financial subsidy to accelerate your business. Joining the Cyberport CCMF and the incubation program is just a start. Apart from all these, we also have the Cyberport Micro Fund, which is a co-investment fund operated by Cyberport. For each investment, we provide up to 20 million Hong Kong dollars per investee. If you are community members, you're eligible to apply for that. So Cyberport's diverse and extensive connections link up community members to highly sought after technologies and services for operation, business opportunities and investment funding, laying forth-field foundations for taking their enterprises to the next level. All right, so all innovation stems from small ideas, and Cyberport supports innovators to bring concept to prototype with the Cyberport Creative Micro Fund, CCMF. It's an initiative program of Cyberport. The CCMF provides seed funding, entrepreneurs support, and a nurturing environment for like-minded innovators. In last year, 98 grantees were admitted into the program. So the program sponsors high potential digital tech projects and early stage startups with financial assistance and a comprehensive nurturing system to facilitate development in a pre-incubation stage. All right, so a project must be rooted in digital tech related areas and early stage development. And if projects have received funding granted by other publicly funded organizations or programs which provide support in similar stage of business development, are not eligible to apply. So CCMF have the following two main types for individual and company applications. Professional program, eligible for applicants in age 18 or above. Hong Kong Young Entrepreneur Program, eligible for applicants in age 18 to 30. So each type aims to encourage digital innovation among a particular segment of the community. Applicants can apply as individual or company applications. So the eligibility of the principal applicants for individual applications has been changed to be a Hong Kong ID card holder and not permanent resident only. And for Hong Kong Young Entrepreneur Program, all members in the project management team must be aged within 18 to 30 upon the application deadline. And for company application, a limited company registered and incorporated in Hong Kong is required. And for Hong Kong Young Entrepreneur Program, all company owners and management team core members should be aged within 18 to 30 upon application deadline. So CCMF applications are evaluated by an independent vetting team that includes venture capitalists, academics, industry veterans, and trade association members. They select participants according to 4 criteria. So 30% of the management team, another 30% of the business model, and 30% of creativity and innovation, and lastly 10% of social responsibility. Cyberport takes no ownership of any of your assets or intellectual property. Successful applicants receive a $100,000 grant for expenses related to product development. You will need to implement your project within 6 months. During this time, you must submit interim and final reports. The grant is disbursed in 3 stages. Successful completion of CCMF program may increase your chance of acceptance to our Cyberport incubation program. So Cyberport Incubation Program supports entrepreneurs and startups with resources that aims to accelerate the growth. In addition to a range of business and professional services, incubatees get up to 500,000 Hong Kong dollars support over 24 months. Incubatees can participate in a program on-site at Cyberport or off-site at your premises. So the following basic criteria will be considered for shortlisting eligible applicants. So a company registered and incorporated in Hong Kong for less than 7 years upon the application deadline, and project must be related to digital tech areas. Projects have received funding granted by other publicly funded organizations or programs which provide support in similar stage of business development are not eligible to apply. Again, some incubation program applications are evaluated by an independent vetting team. We select participants according to 5 criteria: 30% of market viability, 20% of the management team, another 20% of business scalability, and also 20% of functional prototyping, and lastly 10% of innovativeness. Our incubation program is the centerpiece of our comprehensive support to startups. To better facilitate the development of our incubatees, we convert the incubatee support funding of our Cyberport incubation program to a performance-based advance funding from the previous expense reimbursement scheme. So we will disperse the 100,000 Hong Kong dollars initial working capital grant upon admission, and then up to 200,000 Hong Kong dollars advance funding to be allocated upon completion of 6 monthly progress reviews, and up to another 200,000 Hong Kong dollars for performance-driven 2-tiered assessment, covering the areas of the following. So on top of the initial financial assistance of 100,000 Hong Kong dollars granted to the incubatee upon joining the program, progressive reviews will be carried out to evaluate the incubatee's performance over a 2-year period to determine the amount of the remaining funding of 400,000 Hong Kong dollars to be granted. This is different from the previous arrangement of direct reimbursement. The new mechanism enables Cyberport to monitor and guide the startups more effectively. At the same time, red tape was cut to allow startups more flexibility to innovate and achieve committed milestones to their best abilities. So here are some important notes for you. Number 1, if you are successfully admitted, please refer to the milestones in your application form when setting milestones for the incubation period. The target should not have many deviations from the original milestones. Number 2, incubatees should maintain local presence with at least 1 local authorized representative in Hong Kong to support the local operations throughout the incubation period. So a local authorization representative refers to either a founder or co-founders or a local staff employed by the incubatee physically in Hong Kong. And after the end of incubation period, if the incubatee fails to submit a qualified auditor's report or any remaining financial grant cannot be transferred to the incubatee's bank account by Cyberport within 6 months due to incubatee's issues, it is regarded that the incubatee forfeits the right to receive the financial grant and extend benefits for graduates provided by Cyberport. Okay, so do not forget the following when you submit the online application form. Number 1, please double check the spelling of your login email address when you create an account on EMS. It cannot be changed once your account is created. This email will be the primary contact of your application. You will be receiving all notification emails from Cyberport here. Please check the mailbox regularly to ensure that you will not miss out important updates from us. And number two, all information on the application form in text and the PowerPoint have to be written in English. The PowerPoint should include all the important elements and highlights mentioned in the application form. And number three, if you are invited to the presentation section, you are not allowed to bring any members who are not listed on the application form. Please note the composition of the project management team is one of the vetting criteria. Please be reminded to include the information of all your core team members. And number four, the principal applicant state on the application form will be the major contact point and the one to sign the agreement. If you are helping your coworkers or friends to fill in the form, please make sure who will take up the role of the principal applicant. And number five, applicants for Cyberport incubation program have to upload the CI and the latest NAR1 or NNC1 to indicate the allocation of shares of your company. If you have changed your company names before, please upload all the CI. If you have another company or offshore company holding more than 51% of shares, please upload the relevant supporting documents. Otherwise, authorization letter signed by major shareholders should be provided. Okay, so apart from direct funding, Cyberport's comprehensive entrepreneurial support to early stage companies further includes rental-free co-working space and meeting spaces at our newly renovated Entrepreneurship Center, entrepreneurship advice and training for skill sharing and collaboration, as well as investor matching services. Incubatees are also entitled to free access to Cyberport's co-working spaces during the incubation period. So CCMF and incubation program accepts applications all year round. Applications received will proceed in 3 batches. Follow the submission process below to apply. So applicants are required to submit online applications via Cyberport Entrepreneurship Management System, DMS, with supporting documents. And initial screening will be conducted by the entrepreneurship team upon receipt of all applications. The objective of the initial screening is to ensure that the submitted applications have reviewed the eligibility criteria listed in the application form and guides and notes for applicants. A vetting team shall take place after the application deadline and initial screening. Entrepreneurship Committee Advisory Group members will form a vetting team to evaluate the applications and identify shortlist candidates for the presentation section. So the presentation section will be scheduled after the vetting meeting. The vetting team members will form a vetting team to confirm the admission of CCMF grantees or incubatees. For CCMF, each shortlist candidate is required to conduct a 6-minute presentation, followed by a 4-minute Q&A section. And for incubation program, each shortlist candidate is required to conduct a 6-minute presentation, followed by an 8-minute Q&A section. The vetting team shall consider the criteria weighted as mentioned in the previous slide in determining a prospective project's potential to become a CCMF grantee or incubatee. Email notification shall be sent to applicants on the final rating result, which is subject to the final reference check by the Cyberport. So here are the timelines for all 3 intakes of this fiscal year. So in order to build a broad and collaborative entrepreneurial community, the presence of leading tech companies alongside startups is of prime importance. By encouraging win-win partnerships between large and small players, we can help level the playing field for Cyberport community members, giving them access to the platforms, tools, resources, networks, and training they need to stay competitive in the global marketplace. To assist Cyberport incubatees, CCMF grantees, and alumni to be ready for international markets and investors, Cyberport Accelerator Support Program provides a maximum of 300,000 Hong Kong dollars financial assistance to each recipient to join accelerator programs. We work with startups and established businesses to fulfill their goals of stepping up onto the global stage. To do so, it requires connections to the right investors and industry players. Fortunately, that is one area where Cyberport shines. Aside from the GBA, Cyberport also help startups and entrepreneurs to explore regional and international opportunities. The Overseas Mainland Market Development Support Scheme, MDSS, offers up to 200,000 Hong Kong dollars for incubatees or grantees or alumni from the program, which have not raised equal to or more than 10 million US funding to conduct market research, promotion, and participate in the mainland and overseas business missions, trade fairs, and exhibitions. So launched in 2018, the MDSS has provided 3 million Hong Kong dollars that support over 60 startups to attend over 150 events, exhibition, delegation missions, or take lending services. In 2021, the ways of getting international exposure have been reimagined with the epidemic, turning to virtual events and exhibitions. Thus, we have amended the terms to include virtual events and exhibitions supporting a total of around 50 events. Okay, so we leverages our vast network and resources to help startups connect with traditional companies and investors, promote industry collaboration, and increase the chances of success for startups. Cyberport Enterprise Network, CEN, is a platform called to develop and strengthen between enterprises and the startup community, providing a key connection within the ecosystem for the innovation and technology industry. Cyberport proactively reaches out to traditional enterprises to match the business pain point with startups' innovative and digital solutions. Through engaging investors worldwide, Cyberport enhance deal-making opportunities for our startups. Since its inception in 2017, Cyberport Investor Network, CIN, has gathered over 150 investors, including private equity funds, venture capital funds, corporate investors, angel investors, and family offices, so that we can match the different investors to our startups. As of January this year, Cyberport Investor Network raised more than 1.7 billion Hong Kong dollars since its inception in 2017. And from October 2021 to September 2022, Cyberport Investor Network members invest 580 million Hong Kong dollars. The Cyberport Technology Network, CTN, continued to empower startups with the latest technologies, tools, and services of leading tech corporations to amplify the reach of their solutions. During the year, the CTN arranged over 60 business matching sections with 15 CTN members, taking a startup attendance of over 150. The free service credits offered by the CTN members help startups get to market faster and at a lower cost, providing higher value added to startups. During this year, the 6 CTN partners, AliCloud, Google, AWS, Microsoft, Huawei, and Oracle, offer free cloud service credits worth more than 600,000 US to community companies. And professional services are indispensable in boosting growth of startups from initial to more sophisticated stages, laying solid foundations for up-and-coming enterprises to emerge as industry and economic drivers. In 2020, Cyberport launched the Cyberport Professional Services Network, CPN, as a platform to source, reach, and match professional services providers with community companies, complementing the existing CEN, CIN, and CTN to enhance support for entrepreneurship. Right, so the Cyberport Microfund, CMF, is an investment fund which targets to co-invest with other private and public investors in the Cyberport digital entrepreneurs. The CMF, with a total size of 400 million Hong Kong dollars, is is set in place to provide seed to Series B stage funding to Cyberport digital entrepreneurs to assist them to accelerate and promote the development of venture capital ecosystem for digital entrepreneurs in Hong Kong. So among those accelerated the development of and strengthen the support for startups, Cyberport set up the CMF with an initial size of 200 million Hong Kong dollars in August 2016 to provide seed to Series A stage funding to Cyberport startups in order to facilitate the overall development of entrepreneurship and angel investments in Hong Kong. Last April, an additional 200 million Hong Kong dollars has been injected into CMF, and its investment scope has been extended to Series B, or later stage funding, to help promising startups further developments. The CMF has so far invested around 21 million US into 23 startups. It is estimated that for every $1 invested by Cyberport, an external investment of $8 will be attracted. Right, so deepen the engagement between Cyberport and companies and CIN investors. A CIN platform was launched on iStartup portal, enabling investors to easily search for and reach out to community companies and their founders, thus affording them greater exposure to win-win collaborations. Cyberport Academy aims to promote the dissemination and universality of digital knowledge and to inspire innovation thinking. To these ends, it provides an open platform for top technology, business and academic organizations to offer technological and entrepreneurial training to young people and industry practitioners through varied activities and programs. At the same time, it connects academic institutions, professional groups, and enterprises to provide opportunities for development and progressions to scientific and technological talent. Ultimately, Cyberport Academy aims to enrich and perfect Hong Kong's tech talent pool and to support the city's long-term economic development. So in addition to financial assistance, Cyberport provides comprehensive support for startups, including professional advice of mentors, technical advice, and investor matching. Leveraging our network of mentors, we augment the Cyberport mentorship services, CMS, by consolidating resources and expanding the mentor pool to offer additional support to aspiring entrepreneurs. Cyberport appoint close to 80 mentors who brought in a wealth of industry domain knowledge with need-based guidance for mentee, while advising on the mentee's business plans in over 200 mentoring sections with regards to financing, marketing, setting ESG and social innovation goals. Our enhanced mentorship scheme enables us to better support startups in different phases of development and engendered positive outcomes. We also have our branding campaign to feature the different stories of our courageous startups. We provide PR support to our startups, and we also have social media and viral content to be featured in different social media, such as Facebook, Twitter, and the LinkedIn channels. Our series of signature events have also been instrumental in attracting traditional industries to understand more about digital tech adoption. We have our Digital Entertainment Leadership Forum in August and the Cyberport Venture Capital Forum in October. We also have the Internet Economic Summit next year, in which you can expect you can meet different industry professionals to pitch to investors, to learn about the industry trends, as well as a lot of networking activities with potential clients, partners, and community members. Cyberport committees can enjoy special discount to participate in our signature events, exhibition, pitching, investor matching, showcase, and speaking opportunities. Right, so Cyberport incubators are entitled to apply a series of government funding. The Innovation and Technology Fund, ITF, administered by the Innovation and Technology Commission, aims to increase the added value, productivity, and competitiveness of our economic activities. The government hopes that through the ITF, Hong Kong companies could be encouraged and assist to upgrade their technological level and introduce innovative ideas to their business. So I won't elaborate today. If you're interested, please visit their website for details. Right, so there are over 40 funding schemes provided by the government for SMEs, which include these popular funding schemes. We understand that a lot of different funding programs, and if you have any questions in your mind thinking about which programs suit your needs, you can go to SME1. Cyberport regularly organize networking events for the community to learn the latest information about startups, support services, and government programs, with a view to encouraging the better utilization of the funding support provided by the government. We work hand in hand with Hong Kong Productivity Council and different government departments to help you, our Cyberport companies, understand over these 40 government funding schemes. All right, so Hong Kong is one of the top global cities to set up a business. Getting started is relatively quick and easy. Setup costs are low, and the overall environment encourages business to thrive. Starting Up HK is an initiative by Invest HK aimed at helping founders of innovative and scalable startups from overseas to set up or expand in Hong Kong. The services include providing information about the startup ecosystem here in Hong Kong, connecting people to the startup community, hosting startup events, and helping to foster a positive environment for startups to thrive. One of the objectives of Startup HK is to support startup ecosystem stakeholders, companies to set up a presence here and provide a one-stop service platform to enable startups to grow in Hong Kong and beyond. So Invest HK is always available to assist business in Hong Kong. Feel free to get in touch if you need help. All right, so it's a great pleasure for me to introduce our speakers today, who are going to introduce their solutions, entrepreneurial journeys, and we'll go over some tips for applying the programs as well as the support gained in the programs. So please join me in welcoming Ms. Joey Lee, founder at Ahood Limited. Thank you. Joey, you on mute?
Hi, Joe. You might.
Hello.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you, Steve, for your introduction, and it's my pleasure sharing my journey at Cyberport and also starting up Pet Ahood. So let me share my screen now. Checking if you all can see my screen.
Yes.
All right, so hello everyone. So this is Joey, the founder of Pet Ahood. So this is LB, the inspiration behind our platform, which is designed to simplify the pet caring journey. We are a one-stop destination for the most comprehensive pet caring journey in Hong Kong. So we actually encourage pet owners to build their pet social community through Pet Ahood by exchanging pet caring experience, pet-related news, and connecting other pet owners in the neighborhood. So our company was actually launched in April 2021. So it was last year. So we were actually the intake of 33, which was last June. There are different clusters that was introduced by Steve earlier. So we were actually in the clusters data and AI across different clusters in Cyberport. And our platform was trying to learn from different customer behaviors and digital footprint, and we tried to suggest the most relevant pet information for the users. In the first year, we started off with a web platform, and also having a responsive website. And then starting off this year, we actually transformed not only staying on the web and the mobile side. We also have launched our mobile application this year, so it was a couple of months ago. So I'm not sure if on the call, as there are actually any pet owners on the call. So if you would be also interested in learning our platform, and then you can also get on Google and also on iOS. We are available on both channels. So these are the things that are not only focusing on the pet service directory, because they're a little bit shift from the site. From the mobile app, we actually have some like exclusive offerings on our mobile application from just not only for the pet service directory from the we also having our pet profile, and also some exclusive like pet events, and also like different features is actually available on our mobile application. And there are actually different UX and experience also you could find on our website as on our mobile application as well. So there are also different targeting strategies that you can find on our mobile application. These are the things that we are trying to apply different AI and data and AI knowledge on the user behavior, because we try to learn from like we got different membership behavior. We try to also understand which type of pet you are actually owning, and then what type of events you have been attended, your purchase record, your safety shops, the different like footprints that you have been bringing your pets together with. All these type of interest and data is actually collected in our database, and then we are trying to suggest different type of content that are based on the customer behavior and build the journey. So we talk about apart from like now you understand a little bit more about pethood. So now I try to talk about like why Cyberport from the sharing from Steve. Actually, there are so many different programs and support you can find from Cyberport. So for now, in the call, I think there are a lot of different entrepreneurs are in the call here. So there are different stages of startups. For us, we are actually in the Cyberport incubation program. So I'll talk a little bit more about this part, because these are the things that we at the very beginning. So we were also trying to think about like which are the programs that are actually most relevant to our company. So we started looking into like the Cyberport micro the creative micro fund, because the first time maybe there are questions that on the floor that's saying that, oh, can I actually apply to like both of the programs? I believe you can actually go into both programs. Or actually for us is that we skip the both the first program. So we actually skip the creative micro fund and we go directly into the incubation program. It's because we find that that is more like a incubation stage. And for us, we are already getting ready to launch our program. We already have our like go-to-market plans, and we'll be launching in a month. So instead of like the ideation part and stuff, we skip the first program because we want to go straight into the getting the actual money. So this is something that we were trying to compare like different programs, but then we decided to like skip the creative microfund program and go straight into the incubation program, which obviously you can see that a financial assistant is a really important thing for most of startups. But apart from them, there are actually a lot more that you can get from Cyberport as well. So as you can see and also heard from like Steve, financial support you can get it from like different once you get into the program, there are different stage. Once you meet different stage of review, you get the funding support, and then if you meet some of the like the 2-tier assessment, and then you can also get additional support from that. But apart from just the money side, there are a lot more other stuff that you can actually get out of the program. So professional advice, there are a lot of programs that are coming out from Cyberport, like legal service, because I believe that a lot of entrepreneurs that you might need some legal service, legal advice, and also some other like a professional service. Cyberport is the place that you can also seek support from that. So occasionally they'll be sending out a lot of newsletters. Then there's a lot of programs that you can sign up. So these are the things that you can get support from. Apart from that, you also get the subsidies on different programs. Like there are like internship programs. There are like rent subsidies. These are all the things that you can also get support from like Cyberport. But apart from all these type of money things that talking about on the money side, there's also like overseas development is also very important, because apart from Hong Kong, you might be also thinking about like next step, like because the program itself is actually a 2 years program. So over the 2 years, you might be thinking like going overseas. So you can make good use of other like overseas development and funding support from Cyberport here. So that will be helping you guys to scale out of Hong Kong. So that is actually a marketing fund, like 200,000 Hong Kong dollars. That will be also a pretty useful program that for startups that you can think about. And also very important is the connection. So there are a lot of like networking activities and like occasions that you can meet mentors, meet like entrepreneurs, and also meet investors. So make good use of this forum. And I think like Cyberport, once you get into the program, basically you get your account manager. So there are too many programs available. Try to ask as much as you can, because just from like the sharing from Steve, it's just like a 30 to 40 minutes. You can hear so many programs there. So there are actually a lot, from like financial support, from like actual like people support, like professional service, and all these type of things, and marketing and PR as well. So there are just too many stuff. So once you get in the program, connect with your account manager. The person is usually very helpful to get you connected with different teams across like Cyberport. There are a lot of people from programs, from staff. So these are something that I find it very useful. So I share a little bit more about our journey too. So we were actually pretty rushed. So from the program that you can hear from Steve, there are like different for the CIP program. There are actually different intakes for the whole year. So basically, you can always submit your application, but there's always a deadline. So there is for us, we were actually the intake for June, and then we actually submitted our application March last year. So we were urgently preparing all our application, and then we got it on board. Like we get our PowerPoint submitted before April, so that was the deadline that time. So, and then in April, we actually have our product actually soft launch in the market. And at the same time, because the first submission that you have to do is basically is form that you have to submit, and together with a PowerPoint to introduce your like your business plan, what should be included in your how your business model actually works. So afterwards, they look through your PowerPoint, and then they will be screening, doing all these things in a month, and then around like late April or May timeframe, and then once you get like invited to the presentation, you will be like doing a 15 minutes like a sharing. So basically, it is a 8-minute presentation and a 7-minute Q&A or something like that. So there's a mix. So make sure that you get prepared for this presentation and Q&A section, and then they usually like respond pretty quickly. So around like 2 weeks or so, and then you already got the information that whether you get accepted to the program. So the program actually begins in June timeframe. So as you can see, things get started pretty quickly. So it's just within a quarter. So you get your application submitted, and then you get like your presentation done, and then the program actually begins. So before the program begins, there's a lot of like documents that you have to sign. So these are the timeline that you should be expecting, and the things that you'll be like you'll be going through moving forward. So a little bit of sharing of ourselves and our company, how we actually do, and while we prepare the business plan and presentation. So we talk about the presentation is about like 7 to 8 minutes along with the Q&A section. So get really prepared for your business plan and your presentation by different teammates. What I'm trying to say, because the team is actually should be a very diverse team. So they really look into who is actually in your core team, and then what's your background. So it's important that who you actually put into the presentation, and who is actually supporting the business plan, and the business and the solution as well. So try to show the diversity here. And the second part, you really need to tell people why you actually understand your industry, and who are actually your competitor. And then you really do a good competitor analysis here, and then you really make sure what is actually your product competitive edge and your potential growth on that part. And then one thing is you really need to cover is the business model, so how you actually make money. So be sure about how you actually make money and how to sustain it, because this is not about like burning money and just do like all these acquisition, but how you actually make money. So you have to be clear about that part. And then because the time is really tight, so you cannot really like undergo or like go under time or overtime too much. So they basically they just stop you like when time is up. So make sure that when you practice your presentation, you time your speech, and to make sure that your presentation is actually like within the time range. If there are really complex idea for your business solution, try to use graphics and chart to support your presentation as well. if there's really something that is really complex that is hard to tell in a short period of time, that there are graphics and things that you need to elaborate more, because think about that you have to talk about your solution all in 7 or 8 minutes. That is how you actually start your team and your solution and how you make money. So you might not have all the time doing all this sharing, and try to prepare maybe a short video that will be also helpful in 30 seconds. So try to grab all these type of information in a short period of time. Make sure that your presentation is actually on time. And then for your presenters, all the presenters have to be in the core team in order to get into the core in the presentation. So because you only get 7 to 8 minutes presentation, so don't get too many presenters. Maybe 2 or at most 3. That will be the most that you can get into the team. 2 people is usually good. So sometimes you get a diversity in the sharing as well. So try to see which is actually the best for your company. And then before to get into the presentation and also the Q&A section. The Q&A section is also a very important thing, because actually half of the time that you have to spend on the Q&A. So try to do some role play, get your team also prepared for that part. Try to think about what type of questions you would actually get from the forum, because there are different people from the team that might throw you out questions after your presentation. Try to see where you guys get challenged, and also get prepared on that part, apart from just the presentation, the business plan presentation. And this is a little bit of my sharing on how you get prepared, and for this 15 minutes time with your with the people in the room. So a little bit of sharing also about what type of actual support we actually got from Cyberport. So first of all, the financial support is actually important. So that is something that the first thing that we find very helpful from Cyberport on that part. And the second thing we find it also very useful is that I think a lot of startups and entrepreneurs that you need to really get your solution and your brand out there. So PR and marketing, usually these are something that also consuming some of your marketing budget, and also is actually some sort of cost. So when you have your solution ready, speak to your account manager and try to get people in the team that to listen to what your solution can actually do, and they can actually line you up with different PR teams. So these are very useful as well to get your brand and also solution out there. So Cyberport also gave them some support on that part, so that on the later side, I will show you some of the PR coverage that the Cyberport team actually help us to line up. And then also some tenant subsidies. So on and off, as I shared earlier. So there are some different type of programs, hiring internships, signing new talents as well in the team. So they got subsidies here. So it's really important, because I think startups is usually tight in money, and then you also tight in people. So they help you to connect with all these right talents here. And then some of them, we also get the support because we are part of the Cyberport community. And then some of, I'm sure that you guys will be subscribing different type of SaaS tools and SME programs and stuff. And then for us, we apart from the Cyberport incubation program that we are already in, we are also part of the Microsoft startup, the Founders Hub, and also we have been using a different type of SaaS solution. By quoting that you are also a Cyberport incubatee, you actually get a discount for subscribing all these SaaS tools. So depending on what type of solution that you are getting, try to ask, because Cyberport already connected with a lot of different companies and solutions. So when you're building up your solutions, putting up your things on cloud, you actually get a huge discount on that part too. So this is also really helpful. And then the last part is mentorship. So you ask, because there are a lot of helpful hands there. So try to speak to a lot of people, attend their events. Last year, it has been a lot of events happen virtually, but then I think a lot of events are coming back in person. So there are things a lot of things are actually happening there, so you can make use of different type of connection activities. The mentorship program here, and we find it very useful. And then this is the thing that I just talked about is about the PR free coverage. So basically, this is the free coverage that Cyberport also help us to line us up with HKET. So there are actually a couple of videos taken, and also the printed newspaper and also the online newspaper as well. So you can see that these are like costs and stuff that is really a branding item. So I find it's also really useful that Cyberport team actually help us to do all these type of like free PR coverage. And then the last part here, because before I actually run up, because I think time is almost up here. So I will close it with a short company video that's about a minute long, so you can try to understand what Petahood is trying to do. So if the floor there are any people that are pet owners, try to also download our app and try to understand more about us. Thank you. All right, so thanks everyone. So if all the actually pets showing on the videos are actually our pet agents, or like our pet KOLs like promoting for our platform as well. So if you guys, any of you are actually pet owners or interested to be our like pet agents, you can also get on our website and get on our mobile application to learn more about us too. So thanks for the time here.
Thank you so much, Joey. Thank you for your for your tips on the application and presentation session. Thank you so much. So for now, please welcome Nick from V360 Limited. The stage is yours. Thank you.
Yeah, Joey, I actually just adopted a puppy, so I might have to check out your app after this.
That's great. Thank you.
Well, hi, everyone. My name is Nick Chow. I am the co-founder and CEO of V360. It's really great to be here with you all today. First, I'd like to thank Cyberport for the invitation to participate in this session, share my experience with you guys. Hopefully, by the end, you're all able to take something away from this and aren't asleep by then. So, I presume you're all here because you're entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, people interested in joining the Cyberport family. So why don't I get the tough parts out of the way first? You guys all know the statistics when it's around startup companies. So according to an article on Forbes, it says that about 90% of startups fail. So if the odds are so slim, how do you beat those odds? How do you overcome them? Now, I'm not saying that my company is out of the woods yet, or that I have all of the answers to being successful, but I think looking back on my own journey, these are some key points that I think all entrepreneurs need to understand. So being an entrepreneur is something that requires a lot of sacrifice. This is something that you have to be all in. It can't be a part-time thing. This can't be a hobby. You know, for your company to even have a chance at being successful one day, you have to put in the work, and no one is going to do that for you. Be prepared for a lot of long hours, late nights, and a lot less time doing the things that you used to like doing. Number two, there's going to be a lot of difficult times that you have to endure, so perseverance is a must. Just like anything in life, there's always going to be ups and downs, but you shouldn't let a setback or multiple setbacks deter you. Kobe Bryant is my favorite basketball player, and he said this one time about missing shots in games. He said, if I miss the fifth shot, I'm going to hit the sixth one. If I miss the sixth one, I'm going to hit the seventh one, and so on and so forth. And what this showed me is that he didn't let setbacks or failure prevent him from eventual success, and neither should you. Number 3, entrepreneurship is a marathon, so patience is key. You're definitely going to have to be patient at various stages in your entrepreneurial journey. Maybe your product isn't developing at the speed that you want it to, or maybe your recruitment isn't going as well as you wanted to, or maybe your fundraising is slower than you expected. But rushing yourself does no good. Rushing your team does no good. So it's important to remain calm, stay patient in these times, and find solutions to your problems. And finally, it's the ability to be flexible. It's very easy for us to think we have this great idea, we have all the answers. But what if you find out that there's a better way to do something, or that your idea didn't work in the first place? Do you let your pride get in the way of your company's success? It's important to be open to suggestions, be open to criticism, and be open to change. I'm sure a lot of startups face similar difficulties in the early stages that we had. Number 1 is validation of your idea. It's great that you might have this great idea you think is great, but what if no one else agrees with you? The sad reality is, if no one agrees with you, chances are your business isn't going to do as well as you thought it would. Number 2 is fundraising. So unless you have the ability to fund the growth of your company, you're always going to have to raise outside money. Fundraising is like a higher form of validation. When you have no product, no numbers, or no results, you're going to have to find ways to convince people why they should trust you with their money. And number 3 is building a team. They say it takes a village to raise a child, and I think starting a business is no different. You're going to have to find the right people, put them in the right roles, and convince them in whatever way to come help you make your dreams a reality. So you have an idea, you have a product. Why Cyberport? Number 1 reason for us was the validation. Cyberport sees hundreds of applications every single year. So if someone took a look at our application and saw promise and potential in our company, that would go a long way. That would mean a lot to us. Second is the expertise and guidance that Cyberport provides. If you look online at companies like GoGoVan and Boog and their testimonials, it's clear to see that Cyberport played a part in their success. And finally is the platform that Cyberport provides for you, and the network of people that they expose you to. So our Cyberport experience has really been everything we were promised and more. Everything that I said on the last slide is really what happened for us. So because we're a part of the incubation program, we get to work very closely with the entrepreneurship team. They help us with our business development, give us tips and pointers at different stages of the program, point us in the right direction. Cyberport also has a lot of conferences that they host throughout the year, like the Digital Entertainment Leadership Forum and the Cyberport Venture Capital Forum. So because we're part of the Cyberport family, we get to participate, we get to showcase our products, and we get to meet a lot of people that we wouldn't have been able to before. And finally is the network that Cyberport opens to us. Because our success is also their success, they'll always do whatever they can to help you. They've opened doors to places that we didn't have access to before. Just an example, from Delft, Cyberport was able to connect us to a few schools who now we have engaged in conversations with and working together. So we definitely have Cyberport to thank for that. So how to prepare the application? This is something that seems like we did a lifetime ago, but It's a first step and what led to where we are today. So definitely be thorough in the application and don't overlook any of the details. But I think the most important thing you should ask yourself when filling out the application is why Cyberport should accept you into their program. You know, they see a lot of companies every single intake period. So what is so special about you? I think the important thing is to convey to the person or the people reviewing your application the opportunity they're going to miss if they pass on your company. Now, having a business plan is great because it shows that you've really taken the time to think things through, think of a strategy, a plan, and how you're going to execute that. Some things that you can include are definitely the opportunity, what your product is, who's a part of your team, the competition, the strategy, maybe even some preliminary numbers if you have them. Ultimately, what the business plan is here for is to convince people why they should work with you. Whether that's potential business partners or potential investors, the business plan is here to show them why you are the person who's going to deliver and execute the things that you said you would. Startups always have big goals and aspirations, as they should, but aspirations and goals without a plan, pretty useless. My advice would be to set big goals and work backwards. If you have little milestones, goals that if you accomplish one by one, step by step, allow you to reach your eventual goal, that's how it should be. Now, planning is important, but so is flexibility, as I've mentioned before, and the ability to change. Mike Tyson has a famous quote that says, "Everyone has a plan until you get punched in the mouth." So what happens when your business gets punched in the mouth? What if your product isn't as well received as you thought it would be? Or what if something like COVID comes along again? The ability to change could mean the difference in the success and failure of your company. So just an example from us, we have had to make certain adjustments to our product. What we're going to be rolling out with is very different from the original idea that we had. Now, we knew that if we made that change, it would take up some time. It would extend the timeline a little bit, but in the long run, that it would be much better for the company, and that's why we made that decision. So you have to be flexible and change with the times sometimes. Every entrepreneur is going to get asked this at one stage or another, and that's why did you start your business? So a little backstory on us. Before this, I ran a basketball academy here in Hong Kong, and my partner was investing in a tech company at the time. So we were just catching up one day, and we said, well, there's fintech, there's edtech, there's biotech, but what about sports tech? We saw that most products and companies in the space were geared towards professional athletes, professional teams, and professional leagues. But what about the amateur athletes? What about the everyday person? That's why we decided to make sports technology more accessible and more affordable for everyone. So you probably guessed by now that V360 is a sports tech company. So what we do is we bring AI-powered data analytics into sports. Our mission is to use technology to quantify sports training, create improved and enhanced sports training experiences for everyone, and to use big data to discover new and upcoming sports talent. Our product is called the Progress Tracker, and what it does is allow our users to understand their skills and their performances better, track their individual progress over time, and then rank and compare themselves with others on the platform. For the last few decades, talent assessment when it comes to the amateur level has primarily been done one way, and that's by the eye test, which is just an opinion of me thinking you're better than this other player. But with the advancements in modern technology, I just don't think that's good enough anymore. So with our product, you can now back up those claims with data, with analytics, and with facts. So besides the money that my partner and I put in to get this thing started, we have raised outside money as well, closed the first round, closing our seed round soon, and going forward, we want to look for institutional funding. Some advice that I can give to you guys when you fundraise is that you definitely need to have thick skin. Be prepared for a lot of rejection before someone finally says, yes, I want to invest in your company. Another piece of advice would be to look for strategic investors. If you can, you always want to look for someone who can bring more than just money to the table. Your investors are going to be a part of your company for a very long time. So you want to look for someone or people who can not only fund your business, but help you grow and develop it as well. When we started this, my partner and I, we had two options, and that was go B2B or go B2C. We chose to go B2B because we saw an opportunity to be the technology and software providers for all these businesses. We're going to be working with schools, sports academies, sports clubs, associations, and fitness centers because they already have people participating in their programs. And what we're going to do is come in and improve and enhance those experiences with our technology and with our products. So the future of V360 is simple. We want to become the biggest and best sports tech company out there. That's easy to say, but in all seriousness, we will be launching in Hong Kong and Shenzhen in Q1 of next year. In Hong Kong, focusing on working with local and international schools. In Shenzhen and the rest of China, focusing on working with sports academies, basketball academies. Second half of the year, be expanding to the rest of the Greater Bay Area. And the big goal that we're going for next year is to get our Series A funding. So as I close today, I want to leave you all with one final piece of advice, and that's to enjoy the process and embrace the journey. Your end destination, it may be great, but the journey is what is going to be the most meaningful. Take risks, make mistakes, soak up all the information that you come across. One day, unfortunately, your company may not be here, but your experiences are what you get to keep forever. And to me, that's what being an entrepreneur is all about. So, thank you for your time.
Thank you for your wise advice, Nick. Thank you so much. So now we're moving on to the Q&A session. So if you have any questions, please raise up, or you can raise up your hand so we can pick you up and to answer your questions. And I can also see a lot of questions on the chat box that I think my colleague and I have been responding. So I also kept one question that I want to ask since our two speakers are here. That's one question asking, is there a local entrepreneurs network for finding co-founders? How do startups find co-founders or team members? Could we start from Joey first? Thank you.
I think the core team capabilities are actually I worked it out for my own circle because for me I didn't really make use of this community because I think it's different because some of the people are actually they might be using this type of network, but for me I'll be working through people I actually worked with. So I think that is something that an important criteria for me. So so my case is a little bit different.
Thank you. What about you, Nick?
Yeah, I think my experience is similar to Joey. I did not utilize any of these kinds of networks. My partner and I, we've known each other and been friends for over 12 years. So that's how we met each other and know each other. And finding our CTO is also someone we were introduced to by another friend. So in a sense, you are utilizing your network, but we're utilizing our own network. Not so much the networks of these other institutions. But of course, if you don't have that option available to you and you really do need to find someone, I think definitely explore those options.
Okay, thank you so much, Nick. So since I actually have some questions in my mind that I want to ask you both. since you guys are here. What are your biggest concerns about starting a project or company, and how do you overcome them in your journey? Do you mind to go first, Joey? Thank you.
Starting a project or starting a company, I think there are a lot of, I think it's the mentality for yourself. So this is actually not my first company. So I had my first company like 5 or 6 years ago. So that was the time that I was still working in a corporate company. So I think the time that you need to be determined. So being a startup and an entrepreneur, you need to be sure what you are doing. So this is not really a part-time thing, I would say. I totally agree with what Nick has been sharing just now, because you have to be really determined and understand your market. There are lots of mistakes that you might be making throughout all the time, and then there are things that you might, like when you look back, you find yourself a little bit silly. But then I think there are things that startup, you get really the flexibility to chase for what you actually wanted to do, unlike like corporate. So big corporates, you might be, there are a lot of policy and stuff, but then being a startup, you just need to be really clear about what you are trying to do, why you bring the people in the team. I think people is also a really important factor. So to make sure that everybody actually in the team, especially the core team that in the company, understands what you are trying to do, and we agree and strike through all the time. So this is really important. So you believe what you are trying to build is actually good, and then you believe the team understand really clear about like the processes, because things that you only on vision is not enough. So you really need to put into execution as well. So I think being a startup, you really have to get everything very clear and very determined all the way along.
Thank you, Joey. What's your thoughts, Nick?
Yeah, I totally agree with what Joey said. I think, as I mentioned in my presentation, the validation was a big struggle, because you have this idea, but do other people agree with you? So the solution is really just to get out there, talk to people, test it out. I think something that Cyberport has really allowed us to do is to showcase our product. Like we had a booth at Dell, and we saw the response of the guests, especially the kids from the schools and the community, and that really gave us a lot of confidence in seeing that they enjoyed our product, that they came back multiple times to try it again and beat their scores. So I think really it's just about getting out there, talking to people, and using that as a way to overcome your fears.
Thank you. And I also have the very last question before we end this session. So since there are a lot of funding programs in Hong Kong, what's the biggest reason why you joined Cyberport instead of our like other fundings? If you guys want to share a bit more, maybe Joey can go first.
All right, so for us, because you really need to look into the specialities. I think like different type of institutions and also like funding campaigns, there are verticals that they focus. A lot of them like they may focus on like fintech, focusing on like healthcare, and there are different verticals. So you need to be sure like what type of solution that you guys are providing, and what your team is actually good at, and why you are trying to strike through on that part. Because when you're working with a different institution, they give you support. It's just like it's not just about the money. Like the people bring you like expertise and stuff. So you need to be sure that what the team is actually good about. Like for us, like we want to like grow in our like data and AI perspective. So that's the reason why we look into the clusters that Cyberport is actually focusing on that part. So that is also one of the reasons why we chose to like working with Cyberport, and we also put up our application here.
Yeah, it's because you guys are the best. I mean, being serious, again, agree with Joey and what she said. I think we saw that things aligned, what we were trying to do and what Cyberport was promoting and supporting at the time, and that's why we ultimately chose to go with Cyberport.
Thank you. Oh, I also see a question by Xu saying, how did both of you decided to apply CIP instead of CCMM? So maybe this time, maybe Nick goes first. Thank you.
I think for us, it was the opportunity to grow within the program. As mentioned, it's a 2-year program. So we get to work very closely alongside the entrepreneurship team and the people within the Cyberport community. So that's why we decided to go for the incubation program.
Thank you. How about you, Joe?
Yeah, same for us. So we are actually we go straight into the incubation program because my understanding, I'm not sure if my understanding is actually correct, but that time when I was trying to look through the application, so if you are actually going for the microfund, you have to complete the microfund program before you can get into the incubation program. And I don't want to waste that time just spending in the like the microfund program because it takes I don't remember it's a half year or 1 year program, but that takes certain time. But by the time that we are looking into our solution and our development, we are serious about our product, and then we are already getting ready to like go to market already. So we just skip the first stage, and then we think like the incubation program is something that you really get the people, really get the right resources for our team. So we try to just find something that is more suitable for our company that time. So we just go straight to like the incubation program that time.
Thank you so much, both of you. So I think since we are running out of time, and this is the end of the session. Thank you so much for your attendance, and thank you so much for both of our speakers, Joey and Nick, and also Steve. Thank you so much, and good luck to your application. Thank you.